Under the cold gray light offshore, the deck quickly became crowded. From the depths of the ocean, giant groupers weighing hundreds of pounds, some reaching up to 600 pounds, were pulled up one by one, their bodies almost completely covering the deck. Just one individual fish is enough to shatter all familiar notions of commercial fish. But when the number does not stop at one or two but increases to dozens, then hundreds of fish on the same fishing trip, the question immediately changes. The question is no longer whether they caught anything, but how humans were able to organize such a large-scale exploitation in the middle of the ocean. In the world of coral reefs and the deep sea, the giant grouper occupies a very different position. This is one of the largest reef fish ever exploited by humans, not because of its speed or ferocity, but because of its size, accumulated over time.
No, just the top.
An adult individual can weigh several hundred pounds, even reaching 600 pounds, a result of a long lifespan and slow growth rate spanning many decades. They do not roam offshore but live close to the bottom, hidden in crevices of rocks, deep reefs, or sunken ships where light barely reaches. This stealthy lifestyle makes giant groupers difficult to detect and approach, and each catch is not simply a casting of a line, but a process requiring deep understanding of the biology and topography of the seabed. the habitat of giant grouper, is usually far from shore and deep water, with strong currents and complex seabed topography. Great depths are associated with high pressure, low light, and significantly increased weather risks for all mining operations. Under these conditions, approaching the fish school does not depend on luck, but on the ability to accurately identify the seabed structure and their hiding places. During this journey, the ship not only served as a means of transportation, but also became a second central character of the entire exploitation. Giant grouper fishing vessels are designed to operate as a floating factory, where the search, hauling up, and handling of giant creatures takes place continuously on the same deck. Precise navigation systems, bottom scanning sonar, heavy-duty cranes, and specially reinforced decks allow the crew to work with individuals the size and weight of a fully grown cow. Under those conditions, every detail on the ship was crucial. Without a ship large and powerful enough safely bringing creatures weighing hundreds of pounds onto the deck would have been nearly impossible. Unlike many other commercially important fish species, giant groupers cannot be harvested using traditional trawling nets. They live close to the seabed, clinging tightly to reef terrain and possessing enough strength to resist most conventional fishing methods. Instead, fishermen use more precise techniques such as industrial hand lines, long lines, or bottom traps placed in the exact locations where schools of fish usually hide. On the ship's deck, each member of the crew is assigned a specific role clearly defined according to each step of the exploitation process. In the cramped workspace, even a single slip can lead to a serious accident. Immediately after being brought aboard, the giant grouper is not kept waiting. Processing and preservation begin right on the ship to maintain the quality of the meat in harsh sea conditions. After leaving the ship's deck, the journey of the giant grouper is not over. Individuals weighing hundreds of pounds are transferred directly into the production and processing chain. At the factory, the fish are sorted, cut into pieces, and preserved according to strict standards to serve high-end markets. It is the processing and distribution chain behind the scenes that determines whether a fishing trip is truly successful or not. The value of this fish lies not in mass production, but in its ability to meet the consistent demand of markets willing to pay high prices for quality and rarity. Bringing dozens, even hundreds of giant groupers ashore is not a single moment, but the result of a precisely operating and tightly coordinated system. And each such sequence shows the fine line between the ocean's natural resources and how humans organize, exploit, and put them into daily life. Looking back at this whole chain, the question is not just how much humans can do, but how they are choosing to exploit the ocean. If you were standing on the deck of that ship before those enormous creatures just brought up from the deep sea, you would see a triumph of technology or a reminder of the limits of nature.